Good day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Dr. Kehinde Elisha speaking here, founder of MP Certification Academy. This is FNP AGNP exam review for AANP and ANCC. This is a quick review of our study plan. To reach us, nurse-to-nursecoach@gmail.com or visit www.npcertificationacademy.com. You can also call 347-901-6037. So our course runs from 4 to 8 weeks, Generally, we recommend 8 weeks. A lot of students don't have the content that it takes, honestly, to really survive the test. That is why some people stumble. So if you go through the 8 weeks review, that is 2 months, you will get the foundation and the content for the board exam review. We always say there are no strategies without content. It means that without, content, there is no way to really get through the questions and answers. A lot goes into one question, as you've seen in my previous videos when I analyze questions and answers. A lot goes into it. So what am I doing today? I want to introduce our new study plan to you and the little things that we kind of added in so that you can see how this course is going. I'm always open to changes and doing things better. We had a lot of student pass like 2 months ago, and we're really proud of that. But then there is still room for more improvements to get people in and out really fast, because the goal is for you to step it up and start helping and start, doing what you desire to do in life. So look, core competency, scientific foundation, leadership, quality, practice inquiry, technology and information literacy, policy, health delivery system, ethics, independent practice. These are your non-clinical. Non-clinical, to be honest, is heavy with ANCC examination. That is where non-clinical is heavy. Let's not forget as well too, though, that AANP also contains some non-clinical. For example, advocacy, a few research is not too many, but we cannot rule out with AANP, with FNP exam and AGNP, we can rule out non-clinical completely from AANP, but it's very, very tiny bit of it. It's more concentrated with ANCC. Now, when we're talking about PMHNP exam for AANP, you barely see any non-clinical there, okay? So every exam is slightly different. Right now, we're talking about FNP, AGNP exam. So now, those competencies, you're going to see me integrating it into every day that we come to class. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about scientific foundation, and today is July 30th, 2025. On August 6th, you're going to see me talking about leadership. August 7th, you're going to see me talking about quality. August 13th, you're going to see me talking about practice inquiry. August 14th, you're going to see me talking about technology and information literacy. August 21st, you're going to see me talking about health delivery system. August 27th, you're going to see me talking about ethics. Are you connecting with me? Are you feeling me here? Are you getting the point? And then the last one is independent practice. This is the goal for that. The reasoning behind this is, if we do, like today we did the whole thing, students just forget that it even exists. They are so consumed with the clinical aspect that they forget the non-clinical aspect. And in ANCC, they don't joke with non-clinical. And you have to be able to critically think and everything too. So now let's go through the study plan together. And we do have slides. I will take you through Canvas and give you a walkthrough as well to see how I broke down my book into slides for just my students, and then Q&A, the quizzes and everything inside of it. So like today's July 30th, we did all this already. Rosa leadership. And then I'm also going to announce that we do have foundational courses. For example, I have a whole content on antibiotics, antiviral, antifungal that you have to do on your own, because we can't teach that in class. But it's recorded. All you have to do is just take my recording and listen to it. Pathophysiology, recorded. All private recordings for my students alone. Please do not share. This is a lot of money, so let's not share. Refer your friends to sign up instead of sharing our content, please. Then we also have serology content, immunology content, those labs that are just not common. We also have extra lecture for laboratory values that we teach that separately. Those I consider foundation, so that when we get into the board exam review, we're actually not reteaching all of those. Okay, so that's part of your day one. So that's part of what you're going to be doing today. Now let's look at July 31st, Thursday. Pharmacology plus inducers and inhibitors. Pharmacology plus inducers and inhibitors. Okay, so what does that mean? I will teach you general pharmacology, and I will focus on drug-drug interactions of the CYP450 enzyme system. Don't forget, pharmacology is not a walk in the park. We're going to be talking about what How do we titrate drug? When do we go up? When do we go down? How do we DC? How do we manage side effect? Does it make sense? What are the drug interactions, the food drug interactions? When you see side effect, how do you deal with it? Does it make sense now? When you give him medications, which labs do you monitor? For how long do you monitor? What lab do you monitor before you prescribe the med? What lab do you monitor while the patient is on the med? What lab do you monitor throughout the course of the duration of the patient being on the medication? And we have to also worry about special population as we prescribe. Pediatric, geriatric, maternity, which we consider. Those we're going to talk about tomorrow. And then, in addition, we have to now add scientific foundation. It is a new thing that I'm adding. I'm hoping we have time. Even if it's 30 minutes, we're going to be doing something on non-clinical stuff. In addition, we're going to be doing pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, and genomics. Does it make sense? A lot of things goes into pharm, which is under the implementation phase. Next week, when we come to class, we're going to be talking about 3 special populations: pediatric, geriatric, and maternity. And guess what? We're going to be integrating another non-clinical concept, leadership. On August 7th, you come in, dermatology plus musculoskeletal system. We're going to integrate quality. When you come August 13th, we're going to be talking about neurology and cardiovascular system to cover detailed content on all of this. But don't forget, we're going to have the foundation already, because you have my full pathophysiology content fully. I thought it came straight from a book, and it was detailed with pictures. So you would have held on to some content before we get to August 13th. So you would have had a lot of foundation already before I get to the actual body system. So it's important to go through the foundation, please. August 14th, of course, respiratory plus GI system, extra technology and information, literacy. August 20th, genitourinary and endocrine system. Extra, we're going to be doing policy. August 21st, hematology plus lymphatic and immunology. That sounds a little bit of a mouthful right there, but hey, it's what we have to do. That's what it takes to pass. Extra health delivery system. August 27th, we're going to be talking about reproductive plus mental health. Extra is ethics. And the last set is going to be special populations again, because we cannot leave LGBTQ out and the rural disabilities and so on and so forth. That will wrap up the class. And then when we wrap up the class, I split up HENT into questions so that it can actually make sense when we see them in separate domains. But we're going to talk a lot more about that. Then we also have competencies here. If you want to read it first, familiarize yourself with it first. What is scientific foundation? How do we describe it? How do we apply it to FNP? How do we apply it to AGNP? So for example now, scientific foundation, what is it? It is the integration of science and evidence-based practice into clinical decision-making. How do we apply it then? We're going to use developmental, family, and epidemiologic data in family-centered care. For AGNP, we're going to apply aging theories, adult development, and gerontological evidence-based care. Speaking as Dr. Kehinde Elisha, founder and CEO of FNP Certification Academy, we offer FNP, AGNP, AGACNP, PMHNP, and NCLEX exam review with 99.9% pass rate. www.npcertificationacademy.com, and that is a quick overview of our non-clinical competencies, or APRN competencies is what I meant to say, excuse me. So this is actually expanded right here. Scientific foundation, I added a little bit more meat to it and got more specific. Key skills and behavior, key knowledge areas, leadership, key knowledge areas, quality, practice inquiry, technology and information literacy, policy, health delivery system, ethics, independent practice. These are subjects, individual subjects on their own, that we have to condense into at least 2 to 3 hour class. So that means a lot of work is going to be needed, a lot of content. Listen, roles and leadership is just mainly definition of stuff. You have to just keep repeating. It's just mainly definition of stuff. Okay, so that is that part. Now we're going to now get into what? Canvas. Do we have any questions at this time? All right, before I go into Canvas, I have, when I say foundational courses, I want to quickly emphasize it here that foundational, these are all pre-recorded. Foundation means the things that I personally recorded and I share with my students to listen to before class. Pathophysiology, pre-recorded. Serology, antibiotics, antiviral, antifungal, pre-recorded. General pharmacology and guidelines, pre-recorded. Scales in medicine, laboratory values, masterclass, and why students stumble, and test-taking strategies. These are just considered foundation. The actual board review will come and fall in line once we seal this foundation. We don't have the class time to cover the foundation, but I have put the hours in to record all the content needed. So please make sure you put time into your foundation. At this time, we're now going to dive right into Canvas. Thank you. Right, so welcome to Canvas. What is Canvas? That's where we keep our slides. That is where your Zoom link is located. That is where your slide is located. Your quizzes are located in here. Videos are located in here. So it is just a nice place that you can call a home. And if you look at the content, the way it's arranged, you see neuro and cardiac, neuro disorders, neuro diagnosis and assessment questions, cardiovascular problem, cardiovascular diagnosis and questions, respiratory and G, and these are all like at least 45 to 50 questions per system. In addition to that, I actually broke down HENT here. Here, head, ear, nose, eyes, throat, they all have 40 diagnoses, 40 questions each. So that at least you know you solidified each of the systems or each of the parts of the system. So now, remember I was showing you the study plan earlier. So the study plan is right here. It's always going to be available to every student. And it's right there. The way we organize our course, extremely organized. The support is there. You have a community of people to talk to talk to. We meet twice a week. We meet on Wednesday and we meet on Thursday. We meet on Thursday morning from 9 a.m., 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We also meet at night from 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at night. So now that means you have all those options to actually attend the class. It takes this kind of community to get through this course. Don't forget, there's a lot of foundations required to even get to the level of a board exam review. If you find yourself that you keep repeating and keep taking the test, it's not worth it. In that case, it is time for you to sit tight, seek the best review that will give you the foundation that you need, that will support you throughout your test, that will not kick you out after 4 weeks or 8 weeks. We actually allow our students to stay until they pass. That is why it's called the circle of exam success. No strategy without content, absolutely none. So you need to seek a support system like this, and you will not regret it. Dr. Kehinde Elisha speaking here, founder and CEO of FNP Certification Academy. To reach us, nurse-to-nursecoach@gmail.com or visit www.npcertificationacademy.com. These are the quizzes, and it's also arranged in here. You see, 45 questions, 47 questions, 65 questions, and so on, and it goes on and on and on. HENT is not even fully here, but then we have a lot of quizzes here. When you click on it, you take quiz. Let me say take quiz again, and then you click whatever you want to click. You keep it moving, Let me say you submit the quiz, just to demonstrate. Let me say I submit the quiz, and then it's gonna give me the answers, and it's gonna give me the rationale. I just kind of click something, you click it, right? You get the answers, give you the answer, and give you the rationale. All right, so that is it for our orientation. If you have any questions, let us know. In addition, if you're new and you're trying to get into Canvas on your phone, you first of all log in on your computer, and then you come to account. You click on that, click on QR for mobile login, then click on proceed. I'm not interested in doing that because it's gonna show my barcode and somebody will have access to my account. So now I'm gonna leave student view if I can, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just navigate your stuff. Click on we have all kind of courses that we offer, but anyways, that is it. To sign up for our courses is very easy. www.npcertificationacademy.com, and you click on FNP AGNP, and that will take you right there. You can either click on ANCC or AANP. So let me say you want ANCC, you click it, it takes you right there. And this is the price for now. We're going to break things down, but if you want a fast track, you have that option. If you have the intensive one that you want to stay in until you pass, you have that one as well. So the beautiful thing about this is free remediation and a lot of perks that comes with it. However, you can also do the 4 weeks review if you feel like your brain can handle it. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you.